And you know what I got, folks, for my birthday? Welcome back. I am John Najarian, and this is 3 at 3. And boy, have we been feasting. And that's why I'm a couple minutes late. We try to bring you unusual activity every day at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. Today, I was pretty dang busy trading. It is my birthday. So thank you for all the nice wishes and so forth that you guys have given already. Unusual activity is where we see calls that are bought on the offer in big numbers, which means somebody's predicting this from the lower left to the upper right, a bullish graph. On the other hand, if they are buying puts in big numbers, they're expecting this to boom to the downside. And time will tell whether or not it plays out either of those two ways. We just believe that we move the odds into our favor by following these very large traders. Got examples of how that has been working and some fresh meat for you today as well. But as you see, happy birthday. So indeed, it is my birthday today, the 29th of September. To all of you who are celebrating today as well, boom, wonderful. Do I need any presents sent out my way? No. But if you care to, I would just encourage you, not in my name, in your own name, to help out the folks in Florida. I will be doing the same. In fact, there's a charity event going on in Las Vegas, the Traders for a Cause, that I'm unable to attend this year. I love that cause. They support breast cancer research. They support ALS, pediatric diseases and things like that. I mean, it's a fabulous group of traders and investors that have gathered for years to support these various charities. And I'm going to encourage them to match my donation or whatever. And I bet they will. So what I'm asking you is, if you're somebody who has enjoyed these broadcasts, again, in your name, this is not a present to me. It's a present to you, really, because when you give, you don't just feel better. You're helping somebody else get through a difficult time in this case. down in Florida, because if you've seen the devastation down in Fort Myers and Sarasota and all the way across Florida, I don't mean to leave people out, but there have been deaths. There have been just devastating loss of property. And I hope that if you're somebody who has done well enough, that you can give a little something. Again, I'm not judging. I'm just saying, if you can, it would be wonderful. And again, it's in your name. But for my birthday, I would love it if some of you generous folks could actually find it in your hearts. And I don't have a specific charity. I would think the American Red Cross would be right up there with the highest and best known charitable organizations to help in an emergency like this. So if you're somebody who can, please do. And I'll consider it a birthday present, even though, of course, it's your money. And just like I can't make a trade for you, I can't pick up your checkbook and make you make a donation. But I would encourage you to make a donation to those folks who are really in distress down there. Even if they survived and their property survived, there's still a massive chore of cleaning up, and a lot of people will need to pitch in. So with that said, folks, boom, let's take a look at some of our winners, including this one. November 158 calls in the GLD. I'm sure you recall that. If you're somebody who's already up over $3 in the stock, or already 100% in your options, well, maybe you could consider giving a small amount of that or a large amount of that to help out down in Florida. How about this? Rebel's Edge. Pete and I do it every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. We may be moving that program to noon Eastern Time. I would encourage you to tune in. It's a fabulous show. We, if I do say so myself, we do the 1 minute macro, because that's all macro is worth, folks. 1 minute. Don't need to spend 40, 50 minutes on that. I think you'd much rather hear about stocks and what we are doing with those stocks, as well as specific trades and unusual activity. So that's what you get if you tune in to the Rebel's Edge, 1 p.m. Eastern Time, Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday, perhaps moving to noon. And we really appreciate your support. Now, how about this? PBR, well, shoot, I didn't really mean to put that one up there because that one's already worked. So I'll skip over PBR. ORCC, bearish puts. Just recently, bearish puts all the way out in December, nearly 20,000, which would be 2 million share equivalent. And you get the idea here. It's falling by 6.5% today, double what the market is falling for this Owl Rock Capital. And we are profiting mightily. Now, if you're in the stock, God bless you, and you're profiting as well, up $1.40, call it, so far on your short. And if you're in the options, you're doing even better. As far as percentage returns, nothing comes close to options, folks. But again, you have to trade what you know. If you don't already know about trading stock options and futures, go on over to marketrebellion.com/get started. All right, how about this one too? IWM, look where it was. This is a recent trade. Was at 180, now it's at 164. That's $16 in the IWM. Bang, nearly a 10% drop. Well, 28,000 of those October 171 puts, looking pretty good. Now they are, $6.5 or call it $5.5 in the money, those puts, those 171 puts. And if you were somebody like moi, who bought at the monies at the time instead of way out of the $9 out of the money puts, you are feeling pretty good right now. When I talk about why it's a good day, even though it's a terrible day in the market, this is why, folks. Bang. And there's Pete and I enjoying some celebratory cigars and some scotch, or it might have been bourbon, I guess, as we were celebrating. And there are our handles on the screen there. I am at John Najarian, and Pete, of course, is at Pete Najarian. Encourage you to follow us if you don't already on Twitter. All right, let's check out what we have here, shall we? Another ARCC. ARCC December 15 puts. The stock's almost $17. They're buying $2 out of the money puts. They bought 1 million share equivalent because, as you know, you drop 2 zeros on that 10,000 and you get to 1 million because every option is for 100 shares. So 10,000 options is 1 million share equivalent, 1 million shares of a $17 stock, $17 million trade. If you're the kind of trader who wants to follow smart money like that, then you're just like me, because that's what I do. Okay, so they bought these 15 puts for 65 cents. As always, I buy at the monies and sell downside puts against the puts that I purchased. Meaning, if I'm buying the 17 puts, as it runs to the downside, I start loading or selling. See, my hands are out. I start selling like the 15 strike puts. So the very puts I'm telling you are unusual have triggered me into the trade, but I want to move the odds into my favor by buying at the money. Now, some of you who are swinging for the fences, and God bless you, I know some of you have, because you've written and told me, Doc, I made $500,000 on this, or I made $1 million on that. God bless you. That's not the kind of trading I generally do right now. Because I've been trading for 40 years, I'm more or less hitting for singles and doubles. But for those of you who have the account and the intestinal fortitude to trade like that, boom, more power to you. All right, second trade, XLU. This is the spider, SPY, spider for the utility. And look what they're doing here, buying puts. Almost at the money. The puts were trading at about $67. They're buying the 66 puts. So that's an aggressive play for tomorrow expiration, because tomorrow is the 30th of September. So 66 puts, they're buying a lot of them really fast, 12,500. That's 1.25 million share equivalent of a $66 stock. So again, if you're somebody who's interested in a $70 million potential trade, yeah, this is the kind of thing that gets my interest as well. All right. And lastly, a bearish roll in the retail XRT, also an ETF or a spider SPY for the retail sector of the S&P 500. 57.27 was where the stock was trading, or the ETF, exchange traded fund, was trading for the retail. And they bought 10,000 of next Friday expiring 55 puts, double nickel, 55 puts. So 55. They bought those puts for 97 cents. So again, if you're somebody like me, you might buy the 57 puts. That's not advice. That's telling you what I'm doing. Buying the 57 puts and then start selling quickly the other lower strikes against it. Why? Because we're in a volatile market right now. We're trading 33 or so in the S&P 500 VIX. So that means we're expecting wild gyrations in the markets. That's why even if it's trading in our direction strongly today, we could reverse tomorrow. I don't want to get left holding the bag. So for every put I buy at the 57 strike, I'm selling a put that expires next week as well at the 55 strike, for instance. All right, folks, that's going to do it for me. If you would like to learn more about trading stock, options, futures, or you need a little hand-holding in crypto, we can help out. marketrebellion.com/get started. That's marketrebellion.com/get started. You can start with us. We've got coaches, we've got mentors, we've got distance learning. That's all educational. We also have subscriptions to things like unusual option activity that I've shown you throughout this broadcast. So if you'd like to be part of that, whether it's the subscription or whether it's learning and maybe improving your game a little, by all means, check out marketrebellion.com/get started. That's going to do it for me today, folks. I hope you have a great evening, and I will see you tomorrow.